Welterweight bout here. No lines are out because Josh Quinlan was supposed to fight Angelosa, but in steps Trey Waters, 7-1. His only loss is on Contender Series to Ishmael Bonfim, who was put on quite the performance in his debut. Josh Quinlan put on quite the performance in his debut last year against Jason Witt, knocked him out in the first round. But we were talking about this earlier before the show started. Trey Waters just fought for the LFA vacant welterweight championship back on April 14th. So it's going to have about 2 weeks in between since his last fight. And this one is scheduled to be at 170. That's his normal weight. He's 6'5". So that might be a little tough for him. I don't know how much he usually cuts, but he's not going to have a lot of time to cut that weight. Being a bigger guy, I would expect that's probably a tough cut. 6'5", 170. What do you think of this one? Because, I mean, there's no lines out. So you can't really get a clear read. Maybe guess the line. What do you think?
Yeah, for Trey, being 10 days removed or whatever it is from your last fight and having to make the weight cut again, and then standing there against Josh Quinlan, who we've seen just put dudes out with some serious power. It concerns me for his chin. You're going to dehydrate yourself again to try to make weight. I mean, the dude's 6'5", so it's not like he's not cutting any weight and just getting off the couch and getting in there. So you deplete yourself and you leave your chin a little dehydrated. A guy like Josh Quinlan can shut the lights off on anybody. So that's what concerns me. Another thing that concerns me about being confident really in either side is these guys are both green still. I mean, they haven't had a whole lot of experience at the higher level. Quinlan, 2 fights in the Contender Series, 1 fight in the Contender Series and the other one against Jason Witt, which if you're not knocking out Jason Witt at this point, there's something wrong here. But yeah, for Trey Waters, it wasn't a bad loss to Gabriel Bonfim because the Bonfim brothers might be the next best thing in the UFC, or at least, they're kind of trending that way. So nothing to hang your hat about there. But, man, it all comes down to what's his chin going to be like when he gets hit against a big, powerful guy like Quinlan, who will find that chin one way or the other, because this fight's going to play out on the feet. It is. So, yeah, man, I got to go with Quinlan here, and I'm going to be excited to see what that knockout prop is like closer to fight time.
Yeah, I got to agree with the read. I mean, a knockout by Quinlan is absolutely live because he's finished all of his fights, 4 by knockout, 2 by submission. And the dude, he just kind of waits for the right time and then explodes. And against Trey Waters, when I was watching his fight, but for being 6'5", he was fairly hittable. And then in the Bonfim fight, they were throwing hard. And it seemed like a matter of time before one guy was going to clip the other. And then Bonfim gets the takedown and the submission. So Trey Waters, being lengthy, he has a good amount of submissions. He got 3 submissions on his record, but you got a guillotine, a rear naked, and another guillotine. So they're more so like defensive submissions, and that's how he got submitted against Bonfim. He was going for a guillotine and then got Von Blued. So I don't expect him to shoot takedowns here. And if it's on the feet, yeah, like you said, I don't like him having fought 2 weeks ago. Yeah. He knocked him out in the second round, but it wasn't like a clean fight. I watched it and he got hit as well. Dehydrating himself again to make the weight. We'll see what he looks like or if he can even make the weight. But if he's taking the fight, apparently he's going to. Maybe it gets moved to a catch weight. It says 170 on Tapology. So, I mean, that's what it says. Maybe that gets moved to 180. We'll see. But I'll take Quinlan for the pick. I would expect him to be a favorite considering the circumstances as well.